Peg. It's been a while since we did one of these videos, and no, this is not an episode of On the Peg. This is, well, I guess it kind of is. It's also part of the CDC, the Canadian Defined Comics, and I just wanted to give you an idea of sort of what's coming up. So, as you know, this is the usual background for On the Peg, which is changing, which will be in a video coming soon, but I wanted to give you a better sneak peek of things to come. So let's go past the wall of marbles. We're going to go up and show you what our new background looks like. It's probably one of the reasons why we've been behind in filming season 2. But take a look. We have a new backdrop. Yes! It's a much better backdrop for, you know, just to change things up. As you can tell, it's very DC multiverse oriented. And here's another sneak peek of things to come. As you can tell, we've got a lot of figures to be reviewing. We also have some other stuff too. And one thing about On the Peg Season 2, it's not just going to be my ugly face. No, you'll be seeing other people. We'll have guest reviewers. Yeah, guest reviewers. And part of what we're doing is, for Season 2, kind of like a contest. Because, let's be honest, On the Peg, it's a bit of a weird name for a show. I mean, I got it from, you know, retail. You put toys on a peg, but we thought maybe we might change up the name. So part of what we're doing with Season 2 is with our guest hosts for the episodes, they're going to have their own ideas for what the show should be called. At the end of Season 2, it's going to be up to you guys to decide. Do we keep on calling it On the Peg? Will it be a continued mix of different guests hosting the show? Will it be me, or will you pick one new host in general? Another thing we'll be working at as part of collaboration with the CDC is, if any of you guys watched my videos from years ago, I used to post videos of some of my concepts for DC Comics. And this is before Jim Lee and Dan Ditto took the DC universe, which was so well organized, and made a mess of it, called the New 52. But back in those days, I had some videos up, I'm thinking about 10 years ago, where I had some concepts for ideas, like, for example, a story involving the return of Barry Allen, which they did in a different way. I had a story involving Superman called The Gift. I also want to bring back the Legion of Superheroes, but in a different way, because I figured out how to explain all the different legions. The Legion of Superheroes that I knew, the Keith Giffen Legion of Superheroes, and the Legionnaires, because I did my research. Yeah, I did research. And I found those loophole that explained how you could have 3 different Legion of Superheroes all in one timeline. Ooh. But one of the things I wanted to do with my concept, if you saw that video from so long ago, it was basically, I basically looked at, let's pick the Legion of Superheroes even further in the future, like the year 4000, not 3000, 3100, or 3300. And one of the things I wanted to do was to introduce some new characters. And one of the characters I introduced back then was a character called the Prodigal. Now, the Prodigal was from another storyline I had come up with, where after the death of Superman, a certain group of scientists that were sort of a collaboration between people from Wayne Tech, Star Labs, Cadmus, and a few other secret science organizations, realized we need to have a system, a contingency plan, if you will. So they call themselves the Contingency of Science. And they basically found a way of basically guaranteeing that every 100 years at least, when they were needed, there'd be superheroes. Now, we're not talking about clones, because clones, we've done that too many times. Done that. What they decided to do was basically take the DNA from different heroes and combine them. I won't go into the details of what that story was. I still have a lot of those designs, which I've never shown. But one of the things I decided to do with that was a character called the Prodigal, as in the prodigal son. And what that character was a combination of Kal-El, Superman, from that universe, and it's basically the DNA, or a genetic sample of Power Girl. Both Kryptonians, even though they're cousins, they're technically not cousins because she's from a different universe. And these scientists thought, what a best way to make Superman is to make a combination of 2 Kryptonians to make a new Kryptonian. So I designed the Prodigal. I had the costume up. That one was promoted. But recently, I got back into customizing action figures. So I'm going to show you one in progress. Just a hint. This is nowhere near finished. But here is the work in progress of the Prodigal. Now there's a whole bunch of things missing. The repainting's almost done, but I do have to craft some other things. I need to make a jacket, a hood, some other stuff. But when he's done, I will start a new series of the my customs that I'm doing with these action figures. But until then, this is going to have to hold you over for a week, because one of the videos we did have, which I think I mentioned previously, was episode, or I don't know, we think we did 2 episodes where we filmed after season 1. But to be honest with you, didn't like the results, and the guest host we had didn't like the results either, so we've scrapped those. The only problem is, to redo those, they're not in the package anymore. We took them out of the package to talk about them, and, well, they're not in the package anymore. So we're not sure if we're going to do those or not. We might just jump into doing season 2 with our new background. I know, we got comic book artwork. We got these guys. The On the Peg is actually right here. And as you can tell, there's a lot of action figures we have to catch up on. But for now, this is going to do it. And as you can see, another thing is, you can see we got better lighting. That's right, much better lighting now. That's why we did this too as well. We want to delay season 2 until we have things set up, such as our new background wall. We want to move the studio from the basement, where the wall of marble is, to, I guess you can call it the wall of DC. So you might still see the wall of marble if we do marbles. Or maybe some the Wall of Legends, which is the Heroes of Legends, which aren't Marvel, which are the alternate comics as well. And then we also still plan on doing retro toys and so forth. But for now, this little sneak peek, because we did promise a video for this weekend. This is, you're going to have to put up with this. And this is also going to be on the CDC page as well. I know, it's a Facebook page that I've forgotten about almost, because we haven't done anything in a while. Another thing you'll be seeing on the CDC page in the next, say, couple of months is a project I started. I think my buddy Shane might remember this. I talked about him about this. Was, what if the Golden Age DC characters were actually Canadian? Because we know Superman's Canadian, but I did a whole design series of what if the DC Golden Age happened in Canada. And right now we're at 30 plus designs, but I got about another 30 more to do. I know, crazy. You know, comic designs that no one's ever going to use, because I don't think I would let DC use the designs now. You know, it's what they've done with the DC universe is kind of like, eh. But maybe one day I'll make a deal with them and we can bring these stories back. If we bring back the pre-Flashpoint universe, or as I called it in one video, Classic DC plus 10, which would now be Classic DC plus maybe 15 years, 20 years. That's another idea. That's nothing else I want to do as well. But if you want to see those videos, just go to my regular YouTube channel, the Mad Montreal channel. You'll be able to look up those videos of my concepts from, oh, so many years ago. Back before I had all this white hair. My God, do I have a lot of white hair. But I still look good. I still look marvelous. Yes, I am. But no, I hope you like this little sneak peek teaser. Let me know what you want to see first. That's one thing I'm asking, because we do have some other stuff. It's not just the DC Multiverse. I will give you a hint. We have some little vehicles we need to review. We have some non-DC Multiverse action figures. And we even have something from Disney. Yeah, I know. Shocker, isn't it? But let me know. This is going to be like roughly about 10 minutes long with the credits. So until next time, thank you. And I just want to add one little last thing. I had one of my, friends, someone like family to me, actually wanted to donate $500 to the channel. Because I had made a joke on Facebook about Patreon, how Patreon costs $50 a month. And it's really not worth it to get maybe $100 worth of, you know, from my loyal subscribers. You handful of brave people who watch these shows. So I didn't take back his money because I budget for all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is that guy was so willing to do that, touches my heart. But it did remind me of one thing. If you do want me to do an action figure that I don't normally collect, that I don't buy, and if you don't see it here, I won't say no to someone sending me an action figure for review. That I won't say no to, because why not? But if there's an action figure you want me to review and I might like it, suggest it to me and I might pick it up and buy it. For example, someone suggested I start doing the NECA monsters and everything else, which you find all over Ottawa. I'm not into those. And I'm not going to budget to buy a $60, $70 toy that I don't really care about. But if someone wants me to review it, send me the toy, I'll review it, and I'll probably send it back to you. But that's it for now. And until then, until next week when I actually get some of that filmed and edited and some of the other stuff, we'll see you next weekend, because we're doing this once a week now. And let me know what you want to see first. So in the comments, make a comment. For those of you who know me on Facebook, message me on Facebook. What do you want to see first? DC Multiverse? Something action figure that's not DC Multiverse? Do you want to see more custom work? Do you want to see some design work? Let me know. But the custom stuff and the design stuff will be on my regular channel via the CDC. But if it's action figure or toy related, it's going to be here. Yeah, I know. Crazy. So until then, I don't know, have a good week. We'll see you next week.